The pale horse of the apocalypse, the messenger of death. In the book of Revelation, one of the most enigmatic and powerful texts in the Bible, there is a prophecy that speaks of 4 horsemen. Each of them carries with him a destiny, a divine mission. Among them, there is one that stands out for its dark aura and the terror it inspires, the pale horse ridden by death. This is the story of this horse and the rider who carries with him the power to take lives and bring about the end of an era. In heaven, before the throne of God, the Lamb opens the seals that hold the secrets of the end times. With each seal broken, a rider is released. The first horse is white, bringing conquest. The second, red, brings war. The third, black, brings famine. And then the fourth seal is opened. And what appears is not just a horse, but a terrifying presence. The pale horse, pale as death, advances with a gallop that echoes like the sound of thunder. On him rides death, and hell follows close behind. As it is written, "And I looked, and behold a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him, and power was given to them over the fourth part of the earth, to kill with sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with the beasts of the earth." Revelation 6:8. The pale horse is not just an animal. He is a divine instrument, a force that cannot be stopped. His rider, Death, does not choose his victims, but carries out the will of heaven. He advances upon the earth, bringing with him the sword of war, the famine that devours, the pestilence that corrodes, and the beasts that terrify. The people cry out, but there is no escape. Kings and commoners, rich and poor, all are equal before the pale horse. As the prophet Ezekiel says, "The sword is without, and pestilence and famine within. He who is in the field will die by the sword, and he who is in the city will be consumed by famine and pestilence." Ezekiel 7:15. But what is the true meaning of the pale horse? Why would God allow death to ride upon the earth? The answer lies in the apocalypse itself. This horse is not just a messenger of destruction, but a warning. It reminds humanity that time is finite, that choices have consequences, and that divine judgment is inevitable. As it is written, "For the time has come for judgment to begin at the house of God." 1 Peter 4:17. The pale horse is not just a symbol of death, but of transformation. It heralds the end of one age and the beginning of another, where the righteous will be rewarded and the wicked punished. When the pale horse completes its mission, it disappears, leaving behind a heavy silence, as if the world itself is holding its breath. The land, once vibrant and full of life, now lies devastated. Once bustling cities lie in ruins. Fertile fields have turned to barren deserts, and the air that once filled with laughter and song now carries only the echo of mourning. But even amid the desolation, there is a glimmer of hope. For as the darkest night precedes the dawn, so after death comes resurrection, after chaos comes order, and after judgment comes redemption. The survivors, those who have resisted the sword, famine, plague, and wild beasts, begin to emerge from their hiding places. They look up at the sky, no longer in fear, but with a strange serenity. They know that the pale horse was not only a messenger of destruction, but also of renewal. He came to purify, to separate the wheat from the chaff. As the word says, "Let both grow together until the harvest. And at harvest time I will say to the reapers, gather together the tares first, and bind them in bundles to burn them, but gather the wheat into my barn." Matthew 13:30. And then, like a divine promise, a new horizon opens up. The sky, previously heavy with dark clouds, begins to clear. The sun, which seemed to have hidden forever, rises again, bathing the earth in a golden light. It is as if the universe itself is being reborn. As it is written in Revelation, "And I saw a new heaven and a new earth. For the first heaven and the first earth had passed away, and there was no more sea." Revelation 21:1. The pale horse has fulfilled his role. He was not a villain, but a necessary instrument, an agent of transformation. His journey has been long and dark, but now a new era is upon us. An age where there will be no more tears, no more pain, and no more death. God himself will wipe away all sorrow from the eyes of his chosen ones, and he will reign with them forever. As the promise says, and God will wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there will be no more death or mourning or crying or pain, for the former things have passed away. Revelation 21:4. And so the pale horse becomes not just a symbol of endings, but of new beginnings. It reminds us that even in the darkest hours, there is a greater purpose. That death is not the end, but a passage to something greater. And that at the end of all things, there is hope, there is redemption, there is life. And so the story of the pale horse of the apocalypse reminds us that death is not the end, but a passage. That chaos is not eternal, but a prelude to order. And that at the end of all things, there is a greater purpose, a divine plan that transcends human understanding. The pale horse may be terrifying, but he is, above all, a messenger. And his message is clear: prepare yourselves, for the end of an era is near, and the beginning of another is yet to come. If you were touched by this message of hope and transformation, subscribe to our channel now. In the midst of chaos and darkness, we find the divine promise of a new horizon. The sky brightens and a new era dawns, where there will be no more tears, pain, or death. Join us on this journey of faith, redemption, and renewal, as it is written, and God will wipe away every tear from their eyes. Revelation 21:4.